Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. We are live on Thursday morning. Hello to everyone watching on catch up, probably watching on Thursday. We are reviewing the games so far, and boy, have we seen a lot of games. How awesome is it, by the way, to have midweek football? Yeah, we absolutely like that. So we have had 8 games so far. Loads of goals with all the big teams in action last night. Hello to Sammy and Heather. FPL Zin's in the house. Lalex is there. Good to see you all. You may have watched me on Sunday mornings. My Sunday mornings are my favorite time of the week on FPL YouTube, without shadow of a doubt. Like, I literally spend an hour going through all of the games. And when we're talking going through them, I'm talking visual stuff like pass maps, XG plots, all the cool stuff. And I'm delighted to show you this morning all of that from 8 games. So with that in mind, we'll get started very, very soon. Just let me know in the chat who was the biggest surprise for you of the game week so far. I'll tell you my biggest surprise. My biggest surprise was Saka blanking. I was really confident that Arsenal would win that football match, but I was also really confident that Arsenal would score points, and they didn't. So that was a bit annoying. Give us your biggest surprise of the game week. Probably Everton scoring 4. Yeah, pretty big. Mikalenko got such a fluky assist. We take that. I own Mikalenko 11-pointer. Absolutely love that. How cool is it to have 8 games done? Rarely get that on a Sunday morning stream. Yeah, you're right, Sammy. Usually we're reviewing 6 or 7 games. It's usually 7. Young with 15-pointer. Trent being benched was a bit of a surprise. Yeah, good point. Watkins on pens. I tell you what, he wasn't convincing, was it, the Watkins pen? We saw Flecken get a good hand to that. Saliba, 15 points, Pickford keeping it clean. Newcastle scoring 3. Yeah, Isak was brilliant. We'll talk about him in a minute. So look, let's crack on then, shall we, with game 1. I'm going to start with the guy that was many people's captains. So I'm going to start with Chelsea and Palmer. And guys, if you're enjoying the show, if you hit that like button, it massively helps the algorithm. So a like, and if you're watching for the first time or haven't already subscribed, please do click the subscribe button as well. We are going to be talking later about Street Child United. That on screen, we are trying to raise money for Street Child United, where all donations given in the stream will be doubled. We'll talk more about that later. If you fancy donating as I'm talking, please do. There's a bit of info about SCU in the description. So look, let's start with Chelsea versus Southampton, right? Like, we all fancied Chelsea to go big. That's why we captained Cole Palmer. The XG plot absolutely tells that story. In a 5-1 game, the XG plot suggests it should have been probably 6-2, right? Pretty much nailed it. A lot of chances for Chelsea, still vulnerable defensively, but Southampton showing us that Southampton can still be quite a good attack. Like, Southampton feel like they'll score most games. And I think it's worth noting that when we're looking at possibly playing defenders against Southampton, thinking it's just a clean sheet fixture. I'm not so sure it is. But Chelsea, goals for fun. And look, quite a few big chances there. Like, every time it goes up, remember, that's a chance. The small increase is a small chance. The big increase is a big chance. All these are from between the posts. When we look at the average shot position, look at the amount of shots Chelsea had from 5 yards out. It's unreal. Now, we have to remember who Maresca is, right? Maresca is one of Pep's boys. Maresca was a coach at Man City under Pep Guardiola. Now, Pep has specialised over years of creating chances from these sorts of positions. If you think back to Pep's sort of first team at Man City, Sterling one side, Sane the other, it was full of playing in behind and cutbacks to the number 9 to tap in. That's absolutely what we're going to see for Chelsea. And when you've got wingers like Madueke and Pedro Neto, who didn't play yesterday, that can get to the byline and cut the ball back, you're going to get a lot of big chances so close to goal, which is what makes Jackson such a good shout. That Jackson's going to be great. Of course he is. So that's where we are with Chelsea, Southampton. Southampton, some big chances too. Yeah, Sanchez was benched, Sammy. Yeah. A lot of rotation. Enzo Fernandez, we're going to talk about, Matthew, because 4 returns in 4 games is amazing. And in the last few games, he's played as like a dual number 10. Yesterday, however, he didn't play there. We can see the formation changed a little bit. We actually saw Cucurella playing as a proper left back. No one in front of him there. The shape changed. Caicedo went back to the middle. He was playing as an inverted right back last time out. Gusto makes a difference in the midfield. And Enzo had to be a little bit more disciplined because Caicedo wasn't playing alongside Lavia. When Caicedo and Lavia are in the team, Enzo is more advanced. We did see the Cole Palmer show, though. Look at this position. His XGI was through the roof. Congrats, Kiwi. Awesome rank. Oh, you were at 2. I'm at 2K now. Right, okay. Was an awesome rank. Madueke looked really good. And Nkunku played the number 9 role. Guys, let me know where in the world you're watching from, will you? Hit me up with a country. Where in the world are you watching from? Get it in nice and early. And again, anyone that's watching on catch up, drop it in the comments. I always love to see this. And we're going to go through game by game. Remember, we've started with the Chelsea game. And I'm going to start with probably the big teams that played Wednesday night. So we're going to talk Arsenal, United in a minute. We're going to talk Villa. We're going to talk Liverpool. We're going to talk Man City, all coming up next. And then, of course, we will do every other game. We've got Bristol. We've got Kenya, Ireland, Norway, Lebanon, New Zealand, Switzerland, small village in Wales called Talgarth. Well, Street Child United representative Anya will be joining the stream in about half an hour. Anya is in a small village in Wales, and I don't know the name of it, but she's near Swansea. Melbourne, yes, come on. Sunny South Africa, Poole, Sweden, Ireland, love that. Hello, guys. Good to see so many of you in as well. Really appreciate you spending your Thursday morning with me. Garnering, yeah, Anya is in a work meeting at the moment, but she said she's going to join at 10:15. So stay tuned for Anya at 10:15. Cape Town, South Africa. Love that. I love Cape Town very much. I'm going to put a note on the bottom of the screen just to let you know that we're live. Got some data from the Scout members area, by the way. Under and over performers of the game week. Palmer was actually the biggest underperformer of the game week in terms of XG. He clocked an XG of 1.83. Now, bearing in mind his goal was like 0.9. Outside of the goal, he still had massive XG. So if you captain Palmer, like me, you might feel a little bit disappointed with 7 and feel like you could have got more. João Felix was high. Strand Larsen's up there. Gvardiol missed a massive chance for Man City. You expect him to tuck that header away. So in brief, these are the guys that you can feel like if you owned, you got a little bit unlucky. They had the chances, but they didn't convert enough. And then let's see the guys that overperformed. Any guesses? Names in the chat. Who is top of the charts for overperformance? Who is top of the chart for overperformance? Yeah, we can see Bowen in there. XG, he had a huge XA overperformance. Who is top of the charts for overperformance? So underperformance, Cole Palmer. Who's going to be top for overperformance? No, it's not Mikalenko. It's not Cunha. It's not Watkins. Watkins did miss some chances. You're right. It is the guy that scored 2 goals. He massively overperformed his XG yet again. Well done to all those that said Salah. Mo Salah, 2 goals from 0.68. Pretty damn good. Surprisingly, actually, Ollie Watkins isn't at the top there. Interesting. So there we go. Salah, Cash, Young, all this is in the Scout members area, guys. If you want to check Scout out, they might still have that Black Friday deal running. Go check it out. Links in the description there. Top in terms of teams shooting. I always like to see the teams that shoot the most and the players that shoot the most, because most of our points in FPL come from goals and assists. So we want to know. West Ham, top of the charts, followed by Chelsea. West Ham's numbers were insane considering they lost a football match. Villa also really high. And then when we look at individuals, we're going to see Madueke, we're going to see Watkins and Palmer. From Palmer's 6 shots, 4 of them on target, not bad. Anthony Gordon getting quite a lot of shot volume. Keep your eyes on Anthony Gordon. I thought he had a really good game last night. Maybe one that we're sleeping on a little bit, Anthony Gordon. Just worth noting there, guys. Stick him on your watch lists. And let's get to that Newcastle game. Newcastle-Liverpool was one... Some have said it's the best game of the season so far. Not sure I agree with that, but it's definitely a cracking game. And it was bang on even. 2.3 versus 2.2 in the XG charts. 3-3 in the goal charts. It was deservedly a draw. I was so happy that Newcastle got that equaliser late on. I think they deserved it. This chart shows that they absolutely did deserve it. So we've got Newcastle and Liverpool, both playing well, both clocking high XG, but both conceding chances. But maybe that's just a game where you go, do you know what? Fair play, because the attacks played well, and you can't always keep them out. So Newcastle and Liverpool, yeah, pretty even display. But how did the teams line up, and who do we like? Interesting, 17 shots to 16, high shot volume, really high shot volume from both of these. That's why so many have said it's such a good game. You rarely see a chart like that. You just don't. Like, as Sammy says, you just don't see it. Daniel says about keeping Isak. Oh, I think Isak is an absolute keep, Dan. He was super impressive yesterday. Super impressive yesterday. And look, when we look at the Newcastle fixtures, I don't think there's any reason to necessarily sell. I mean, when you look at Isak, you can go, oh, I could get to Jackson, I could get to Watkins, I could get to whoever. I think Isak's my favourite of all of those. Like, sure, I love Nico Jackson. The Chelsea fixtures are there, but Isak's about to play Leicester and Ipswich in the next 3 games. It's Brentford away, it's tough. But then it's Leicester at home, Ipswich away, Villa at home. Like, those 3 games are magnificent for Isak. Yeah, keep Isak. In fact, guys, buy Isak. Like, very, very good buy right now. Good evening to JM in the chat. Hello, mate. Hope you're good. Thank you for all those joining as well. Let's have a look at the teams. We're seeing this quite a bit. We're seeing Cody Gakpo as first choice. We're seeing Cody Gakpo start a lot of games over Diaz on that left-hand side. Just one to keep our eyes on there. We saw Kwanzaa at right back, Joe Gomez at centre back, but it was Gomez that went off and Kwanzaa then moved to centre back. Gomez is just maybe a week too early. I need to see Gomez start this weekend to feel confident about buying him. It is worth noting Konate is out for like 6 weeks. He's going to miss at least 7 games. Gomez is a good buy, but I'm not sure he's nailed yet. And I think last night's substitutions show us Kwanzaa's got a chance. Salah, normal position. Andy Robertson, useful. And Curtis Jones, great every time he plays, isn't he? And then Newcastle, this is absolutely an average position map of what you want to see from an Anthony Gordon or an Isak. They are Liverpool's 2 dangerous players. And if you can't get to an Isak, Gordon is worth consideration. He's really worth consideration. Like, I think Gordon's playing his best football this season so far. I've watched him closely in the last couple of games, and I think he's been Newcastle's arguably best player. Sure, Isak's been amazing as well. We haven't necessarily seen the points from Gordon. Like, this season, he's on 3 goals, 2 assists. You could argue you could expect more from a 7.2 million Gordon, who's always catching the eye. He's 8% owned, but the fixtures are there for him. I'm actually writing an article about my 3 favourite differentials, and Gordon is on there alongside who's like 7%. Ahmad is 5%, and Timber 3%. Like, there are 3 differentials I love for the Christmas period. We're going to get to any questions you've got on that particular game, guys. Get them in and I'll bring them up on screen. If your questions aren't for the game we're on, I'm going to wait until we're on the game, because for those watching on catch-up, I want to keep the structure there. So we've got an Mbermo question. When we get to Brentford, I've got some stuff to show you on Mbermo. Absolutely. Let's move on to Man United Arsenal. Guys, we all called it, didn't we? We all knew this was only ever going to go one way. The way Arsenal are playing right now is scarily good. And I know last night, if you watched the game, you probably went, that wasn't great. It was efficient. And sometimes it won't always be blockbuster. And it doesn't have to be blockbuster. They're keeping clean sheets and they're scoring goals. Now, sure, they are relying on set pieces, but that's fine. That's fine. I think since the start of last season, they've scored 22 goals from corners. Mental. And that is why you need set piece coaches. And yeah, mad that what was Arsenal's set piece XG? I was just looking. I didn't grab it. Honestly, it would have been over 2. It would have been that high. But yeah, because we can see the goals had good XG, but there was a fair few other chances that came from set pieces. I usually grab the set piece XG on another graphic. The plot map shows it. I just looked and I was like, oh, damn, I've gone straight to the average positions. Yeah, I haven't included it. Damn. But no, it was high. It was high. And unfortunately for Saka owners, all the set piece threat, or the goals especially, came from Rice's corners. Remember, Arsenal are all about in-swingers. So you have whoever's in-swinging, Saka with his left foot on the right, or Declan Rice takes corners on the left with his right foot. And both the goals came from those Beautiful goal from Saliba. Absolutely beautiful. Man United, they rotated big. And 0.2 is really disappointing. 0.2 is so disappointing as an XG. And that's because Arsenal defence is so good. But also, when we look at the United team and who they went with, they played Bruno in the middle two. Do not want to see that again. Overran in midfield. And I want, Ugarte and Casemiro, or Casemiro and Mainu. That needs to be the two. Bruno needs to play front three. You played Garnacho front three. There was no Ahmad last night. He came on at half time. And I think Ahmad, straight away at half time, was like, yeah, you're going to be the saviour. And when we look at Ahmad's minutes before that, he's been like a 90-minute man, or I think 87, 90, 90 off the top of my head. And Ahmad is a great pick for Nottingham Forest at home this weekend. Ahmad is absolutely essential to this Man United team and how Amorim wants to play at the minute. Ahmad is genuinely a really fun pick. This game week, genuinely consider buying Ahmad. 5 million, guys. He's 5.7. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a Saka. You're right. One of the goals was from a Saka corner, but it was pre-assist. Quite right. Arsenal, sexy Saka. That's where we want to see him. This is so similar to Liverpool. Very few teams do it, where they have one wide man so much higher than the other. Arsenal do with Saka. West Ham do with Bowen. And Liverpool do with Salah. Like, look at Saka there. And then let me show you Salah. Pretty much the same, although Gakpo was obviously really high. So good from Saka. We'll get to Mbeumo in a second, guys. Loads of questions on Mbeumo. Let's have a look then at our next game, shall we? So let's move across from Arsenal to Man City. Anyone still own Haaland? No. Didn't think so. Very few of you. It was the De Bruyne show. City still conceding XG. Slightly worrying if you're a City, you're invested in the City defence. Yes, you got your clean sheet, but you were lucky to. 0.91 for Nottingham Forest, but it was an improvement for Man City. And we've been showing you on this stream on Sunday mornings, when I show you all the average position maps, the pass maps of Man City, the last few weeks, it's been proper dysfunctional. It's been proper dysfunctional in terms of the patterns of play and the formation. Well, last night was functional again. Look at this. Clear roles, clear identity, and Gundogan playing the Rodri role. Jack Grealish alongside him, which was pretty cool. Grealish had a good first half, I thought. And Akanji at right back. Not Walker, not Rico Lewis. Lewis did come on late. Walker came on at half time. But look at Erling Haaland's position, guys. Erling Haaland there, just above Gundogan in the middle of the park. Erling Haaland had a really good game feeding others. His link-up play was great, and he actually did his best Harry Kane impression. Now, do you know what he got last night? No goals. Unsurprisingly, he got an assist. Because look where he played. This is the first time this season he's got an assist. And look where he played. I wonder if, Pep's changed things around a little bit. Look at De Bruyne. De Bruyne was the striker. De Bruyne is so advanced, no defensive responsibility. Of course, Erling Haaland played number 9, De Bruyne just off him. But the way the game went and the patterns of play meant, average position-wise, Haaland came short a lot. And De Bruyne went, I don't need to defend. I've got Grealish behind me. I've got Gundogan behind me. I've got Bernardo Silva tucking in. And there's a back 4 there, not a 3. It's a luxury to be buying a Kevin De Bruyne. Anyone out there tempted to buy Kevin De Bruyne, let us know in the chat. I really like the idea of buying De Bruyne. I just can't go there. It's too much of a minute's risk. He can't play twice a week. I expect him to be benched at the weekend. I don't know. Maybe he does play. Let's have a look. What did he come off last night? Did he get a little rest? 73 minutes. Okay, he starts the weekend probably against Palace. Yeah. It's an interesting one. Yeah, it's a huge, huge risk. And he's expensive. Yeah, good point, Freddie. Yeah, proper expensive. Aston Villa versus Brentford. Aston Villa versus Brentford. Want to talk about that. Want to talk about Mbeumo. I need to show you Mbeumo's average position, guys. It weren't fun. Also, the Brentford lineup wasn't fun. Like, it's not the sort of lineup you want to see. Before we have a look at this game in detail, I want to give a shout out to Sleeper, who sponsor today's stream. This is a charity stream for Street Child United, so we're going to get to them with Anya shortly. But first, a shout out to Sleeper, who are giving away prizes every week. If you watch my last charity stream, as part of that, Sleeper gave away a PS5. We gave away a PS5 only 2 days ago. And again, this tomorrow morning, I'm giving away a £100 Amazon voucher. Again, on Monday morning, another £100 Amazon voucher. Every week, it's a £100 Amazon voucher or a PS5. To play Sleeper and to predict the 10 games of the weekend, you just got to go home win, draw, away win. Usually an 8 out of 10 wins it. Scan the QR code on screen now and download the Sleeper app. It's free. It's a brilliant game. You're in a mini league. You can talk to me in the chat. I can see who's joining now, so we'll have a look. Hopefully, a couple of you are downloading, and I can say hello in the Sleeper chat. We can direct message in there as well. There is a link in the description if you're watching on mobile and you don't want to scan the QR code. It's halfway down the description, so go find that. But yeah, guys, I would love you to come and join my my mini league. I'm literally giving away awesome prizes every single week of the season without fail. I've already given away 2 PS5s. So yeah, I'm in there now, and I can see who's the last person to join. Sully has joined, and Tarnish as well, and Neo. So that's pretty cool. Come and join me in the Sleeper League. So back to Villa Brentford. Back to Villa Brentford. Oh, I'm kind of happy Mbeumo went, although I think Mbeumo at home to Newcastle is still a good pick. Frustrating as a fan, says Sammy. He is a Brentford fan. Chris is downloading as we speak. Good man. I'll see you in the chat there, Chris. Come and say hello. Damsgaard position's good. Do you know what it is? All right. Before I show you the lineup for Brentford and how they played, away from home, we've often seen them play 5 at the back, 2 down the middle. The 2 down the middle has been Mbeumo and Wissa. And many people were like, oh, Villa, it was a good fixture from Mbeumo, even though they're rubbish on the road, because Mbeumo will be down the middle. Kevin Schade went and got a hat-trick last game. That means Kevin Schade kept his position, which forced Mbeumo back out wide. So when we look at the average position, he effectively played as a wing-back. Okay, maybe a bit harsh. He played as an out-and-out winger. Kevin Schade one side, Wissa the other, and Mbeumo there as well. It was kind of a back three, though, with Lewis Potter one side and Mbeumo the other as wing-backs. And that's really, really interesting. If you're going to see him, yeah, that Schade hat-trick hurt everyone. It hurt Wissa owners. It hurt Mbeumo owners. And no one owns Kevin Schade. And Mbeumo is still on penalties. He is still a 90-minute man. And I can see why it stops you selling Mbeumo. But Brentford's home form is so, so good. And we have to remember that. Even playing wide, let's not forget Mbeumo's still their best player. So he has had 90 minutes in the last 4 games. I think that continues. He is Newcastle at home, Chelsea away, Forest at home. Both Newcastle and Forest home matches. Last time Newcastle went away from home, they went to Selhurst Park and they got absolutely battered. Like, I fancy Mbeumo this weekend. I have just sold him last week because I wanted to keep Bruno in my team. I think Bruno's a slightly better option. But Mbeumo is still a good pick, guys. I don't think I'd be selling him ahead of Newcastle at home. I understand if you're frustrated, though. And if I was selling him, genuinely, Ahmad. I know he's cheap. Don't let the price fool you. Ahmad at 5 million is about to play Forest at home and go nuts. How did Villa play? This is where you want to see your forward, isn't it? Ollie Watkins always just left. Always most advanced man on the pitch by a country mile. Morgan Rogers and John McGinn not far behind. Luca Dean in advanced positions. Matty Cash getting the chances too. Villa were good. Villa were really good last night. Were they good because Brentford were bad, or were they good? I'm not so sure. But Aston Villa, they've certainly got some fixtures coming up that we might want to target. Like Southampton at home is a brilliant entry point. I'm obviously starting Morgan Rogers again this week. Then it's Forest away. Then it's City home, Newcastle away. But Southampton at home for Villa. It's a great time to buy an Aston Villa player, isn't it? How many players have you all got still to play, by the way? 35% of you have still got 2 to play. 30% have got 3+ to play. Wow, only 7% have had all their players play. That's interesting. This game week is still very, very much alive, which is cool. New haircut for Rogers. I like the Beach Blonde. Oh, I can see Stefan has joined the sleeper chat. Bully Boy has joined as well. Hudak Crimmins has joined. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, guys. 3 left. Wow. Robinson, Auto Sub, and JP to play. O'Reilly. I love the O'Reilly pick. And JP, I do reckon we're going to see a lot of rotation at Brighton. I reckon someone like an Adingra will start. Let's see. I fancy João Pedro to start. Don't get me wrong. Like the stream, guys, says Sammy. Thanks, Sammy, for that reminder. 210 watching. If 210 of you watching, if we could get 5 of you to donate to Street Child United today, that'd be wicked. Go on, let us know if you're going to donate. If you'd give £10 to a charity, Street Child United, this morning, that is literally double to £20 through the big give. Link in the description, QR code on screen. I would love that. I would love you to support Street Child United this morning, guys. It's a charity I feel very, very passionate about. We'll talk about them more with Anya in 15 minutes time, okay? Let's carry on reviewing all the games. Loads of you got some big points. Big points. Matoma left to play. Semenyo and Pedro. A lot have got Pedro to play, haven't they? He's very much sort of engaged FPL manager template. In my team too. I'll show you my team in a minute. Shall I show you my team now, shall I? Who have I still got to play? I've still got Greaves to come in for Gabriel. Greaves hit the post, by the way. Solanke and João Pedro. So I've got 3. Quite happy with that. I've got 3. Yeah. I will do a team selection video tomorrow, by the way. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So that was how we've spoken enough about Brentford, haven't we? I don't think Mbermo's a hard sell. I'm just throwing it out there. Oh, Keith's got 4 to play. Love that. Raul Jimenez, will he start? I think Muniz might get 1 game. Let's see. Everton Wolves 4-0. Don't know how I feel about that. It was pretty even in terms of the XG. Cunha could have scored. Strand Larsen could have scored a couple. Wolves are on the ropes though. And 8 Nori is getting you minus points now, guys. Like, I don't own 8 Nori, and I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, I might even be benching Cunha this week. I've got a bit of a benching headache, and the way Wolves are playing, Gary O'Neill is on borrowed time, guys. He is on borrowed time, isn't he? So yeah, look, Everton, fair play to them. They're about to get battered by Liverpool. It was good to see him win. Mikalenko coming in with that clean sheet, and Mikalenko getting big points because of that assist as well. And then he gets bonus points. 8 Nori is a frustrating own at the minute because Wolves cannot keep a clean sheet for love nor money. They're not just conceding 1 goal a game. They're conceding 2s and 4s, which gets you minus points. And he's not producing attacking returns. So when we look at 8 Nori, he's in our teams because he's meant to be getting us goal threat. Is he getting us goal threat now? Wolves are playing a back 4? Not really. Like, his XGI last night, 0.06. Before that, 0.08. 0.01 before that. No. 8 Nori's probably a sell, guys, despite the fixtures. Remember, the fixtures might be there for Wolves, but the teams playing Wolves also have a very, very good fixture. Cunha and Strand Larsen clearly fine. Who gets sacked first? Let us know. Give us a name in the chat. Oh, I'm going to say Lopetegui gets sacked first. I think there's enough credit in the bank with Gary O'Neill. And we can't forget, Wolves had the worst fixtures. They had the worst fixtures to start the season. Like, the games for Wolves, like the top first 8 games, were dire. Although Wolves are 19th, West Ham are 14th. Wolves have 9 points. They're level at the bottom with Ipswich in the relegation zone. Southampton on 5 points. I'd like to see Wolves keep Gary O'Neill. I think he's a good manager, a good enough manager. Lopetegui, he's not for me. Oh, wow, yeah. Lopetegui was getting sacked in the morning by his own fans, you know. Graham Potter, by the way, is up for grabs. When we're looking at Premier League managers and those that are getting linked with jobs, Graham Potter's out of work. Forget what he did at Chelsea. He did a great job at Brighton. I'm not his biggest fan, but I think West Ham could go there. All right, so that's where we are with Wolves and Everton. Guys, I'm going to answer all your questions outside of these games in just a second, so stay tuned for that. Yeah. Well, I mean, they play each other, of course. Russell Martin, could get sacked too. He did so well for them in the Championship, though. Who's the manager that's going to get Southampton out the Championship next year? Probably Russell Martin. Oh, Solskjaer. Rogue shout there, Shiraz. Don't know how. I wouldn't give Solskjaer a Premier League job, to be fair. It's just not one for me. Shall we talk a little bit about Ipswich Palace? Ipswich Palace, anyone? Anyone have any players in this game? Eze is back. Eze is back. And Eze is all right. He's all right. I don't mind Eze. I don't mind Palace. I tell you who got the headline for me, though. Again, Munoz. Look at this position. Not many teams play a back five. United do. At times, Wolves do. At times, Brentford do. But every game, Crystal Palace do. Just like Man United. If we like Ahmad, then look, Daniel Munoz plays the same position as Ahmad. Always about the fourth most advanced man on the pitch. He's exciting. And look, Munoz has seen price drops. Munoz started the season at 5, which was fair, absolutely fair, with the attacking threat you get. And he's down to 4.7. His fixtures are not a good entry point. Man City, Brighton, Arsenal. But after that, get through those 3 games and you're like, ooh, Bournemouth, Southampton, Chelsea, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, Man United, Everton, Fulham, Villa, Ipswich, Newcastle, Southampton, Brighton. Like, it's great all the way through to like game week 31. Like, they've got good games, Crystal Palace. They've had a tough run. Greaves was on my bench. Greaves looks a goal threat. Greaves hit the post. Agony. Like, we didn't think we were going to need Greaves, and then we all saw the Gabriel benching and thought, could that not have gone in? Could that not have gone in? Okay, so look. That's Palace, by the way. Oh no, Mikolenko, heartache on the bench. Yeah, Munoz Eze, absolutely on the menu from 18. Like that very much. Mateta back leading the line. Nketiah's been out injured. Let's see what happens when Nketiah comes back. I expect it will be Nketiah or Sarr, and Mateta keeps his spot. West Ham. I go straight to West Ham. Yeah, okay. So look, West Ham, 3xG. I know I don't rate Lopetegui, but they can count themselves unlucky to only score 1 goal from 3xG. Leicester the opposite, lower xG, scored 3 goals, but look, West Ham still conceding a ton of chances. 2.36 for Leicester. This is how West Ham set up, just like Saka, just like Salah. Jarrod Bowen, ladies and gents. Huge XGI, brilliant position, good FPL asset. Bad team. That's the problem. Bad team, and that's why I didn't even look at Bowen. Like, clearly he was a good pick, just not one for me. Just not one for me because I still have trust issues with the team. Kudus is back, and that does make a difference to their attack. Not quite. Odegaard is back. Arsenal are much better now, but Kudus will make them better. Yeah, Bowen has pens and Bowen plays 90 minutes, but Bowen also plays for West Ham, and Bowen's also 7.5 million. That's a lot of money. So yeah, that's where we're at. Ipswich, not much to see. Buonanotte, probably the most exciting pick. Jamie Vardy getting a goal. I do think under Van Nistelrooy you're going to get more goals, but don't think I'm going to be buying a Leicester player. Exciting guest on the way. Welcome to the show for her second appearance ever on FPL YouTube, Miss Anya Welsh. Anya, how are you?
Hi, good morning. Very well, thank you.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I think other people can probably hear you. If you can hear Anya, let me know. My headphones are upstairs. That's not good. Let me change my speaker to my laptop. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay.
You're coming through my laptop, so hopefully the audio is all right for everyone else. If it's not, let me know and I'll run upstairs and get my headphones. Christ. How's your game week?
Excellent. I'm a little bit frustrated with myself. I think I listened to too many opinions, and now
You were on a 5-hour deadline stream, so
I know, and I just there was too much noise, and I got a bit big for my boots with Saka, and I kept on. I've captained him for the last 3 game weeks, and I just thought maybe we've had great momentum with Arsenal. Should have stuck with Palmer. That was my original plan. So
you
and then also
Saka.
I captained Saka, and I also had that plan I spoke about the other day about bringing Salah in. Obviously, would have been a great shout this game week in hindsight. So, a little bit bittersweet, but hasn't gone too badly with the Saliba goal as well.
Oh, you had Saliba. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Of course you had Saliba. You are an Arsenal fan. How many players you got still to play? Have you got any left? Like, this is my team on screen. I've still got Solanke, João Pedro, and Gabriel. There's a slight risk over Solanke playing. Like, he's been ill. I'm really hoping he does make it though, because obviously off the bench I've got very few options. 1-pointers there. So yeah, how many you got?
I've just got Welbeck left to play tonight.
Oh, Danny Welbs.
So yeah. But I've been I'm going to keep an eye on João Pedro because I am tempted to do a little switch there. But for now, it's not necessary.
Yeah, okay. Anya, you're here to talk a little bit about Street Charge United and also the donations. We've launched something called the Big Give, which was launched on Tuesday, I believe. And for 1 week only, all donations given to this amazing charity get doubled. So tell people why they should donate or consider donating this morning. So many already have, and I want to just name check those that have first.
Yes.
So talk us through who's donated to date.
So this is a little bit small, so I'm not sure much you'll be able to see, but we've had some brilliant donations so far. Lots of them came off the back of Gianni's 5-hour stream on Tuesday. But we've had some huge donations. Lots of people donating £50 to £100. Lots of generous ones. We've got Maliki there with 100. Phil's actually donated. Phil James has donated twice. Another donation came in today. James with 300. Charlie Marshall with 100. So all racking up really good numbers there. So thank you very much for your generosity, guys. But all of the money is super, super important to Street Child United. It's currently going towards our Street Child United Education Fund. We hold big events at the same time as the FIFA World Cup and the Cricket World Cup. So we have the Street Child Football World Cup, which brings street-connected young people from all over the world together to give them a voice, give them a platform and to play football. And so our education fund is kind of really important off the back of those events, that we give the young people who join us at those tournaments an opportunity to access education. There's lots of street-connected young people who don't have the privilege. Lots of them don't have a legal identity, so they're not able to access not only education, but things like healthcare and social services. So all of your donations are super important to giving young people these opportunities and accessibility to certain important services. So any more donations are very welcome. The Big Give goes on until Tuesday midday, and all donations made are doubled, so double the impact.
Love that. I know there'll be people donating as we speak. If you have donated, please do let us know so we can reference you. The dream is always to go to school. Yeah, Andy Burton, absolutely. And our one of our key pillars is education, and so many of our young people now get to go to school because of Street Child United, which is awesome. In fact, Sadek, who came on the Tuesday stream, has gone one better. This is Sadek meeting David Beckham in Qatar. He is now at the University of Western England. So he's from Tanzania, Mwanza, didn't go to school as a kid, went to a World Cup, was able to go to school for 5 years, and is now studying business. What does he study at UE, Anya? Is it business management?
International business management, I think. International business, But he wants to be a football agent, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he'll be a damn good one as well. You just know it. Dan says loves that. Dan's going to donate again, which is awesome. Thank you, Dan. Bert, you're a legend. Bert had a big donation. Where do I donate? It's on screen. There's a massive QR code. the side of the screen, and it's got to go through the Big Give website for it to be doubled. But if you give $10, Relic, we get 20. So Street Charge United gets 20. There's also a link in the description at the top. Dan says, who do I need to one up in the ultras? Oh, I think Maliki gave £100, Dan. But we would be Street Charge United would love even $10 from you, mate. So thank you. Chris donated this morning, says it's a great cause. Yeah, scan that QR code. Thank you. How do I give just through the bank? I'm 73. Do not use the technical stuff. Oh, Sigurd. How do you give through the bank? I'm not sure. You can't, but you can search Street Charge United online. No, it's got to come through the Big Give. It's not technical. All you do, it's like buying something online where you just literally go on the page and then you enter your card details. It's that simple. So it's really easy. Really easy. Sammy donated on Tuesday. Oh, Sadek's in the chat. Sadek says, yes, Gianni. Oh, Sadek, I didn't know you were watching. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been quite so kind. If you don't already follow Sadek on social, make sure you do. Sadek's got Matoma in action tonight. Freddie donated under his real name. Sadek in the chat, absolutely. And yeah, tell us a little bit more about some of our young leaders, because we got Sadek's story. Why don't you mention someone in one of the other photos? How about Aya? Tell us what you know about Aya, because she's from Palestine, right?
Yeah, Aya is from Palestine. She came to the 2022 Street Child World Cup in Doha and was captain of Team Palestine. That team is the most inspiring team, a group of 10 young girls, lots of them still in Palestine at the moment. Aya, we're trying to work with to be able to give her the opportunity, also through this SEU Education Fund, to be able to leave Palestine and go to university through one of our bursary schemes. It's obviously very difficult with the kind of geopolitical situation going on in the world at the moment, but it's kind of this fund which is essential to giving young people like Aya the opportunity to leave her situation and have access to an education which she can't necessarily get at home. But yeah, Aya is a brilliant footballer, a really great role model to her teammates around her as well. And yeah, you can just see her coming up there to represent Team Palestine ahead of our opening ceremony back in 2022.
Got someone at the door, Anya.
Yeah, we've got a barking dog.
I had never left like her local town, right? So she's for the first time gets like a passport and leaves Palestine and flies to Qatar. Like, I can't imagine what sort of experience that is for someone that's never been on an aeroplane or never left their town or their city, to have that adventure and have 10 days in a foreign country, representing your country, playing sport. But then it's all the stuff Street Child United do after the World Cups. Yes, the World Cups are amazing, and these kids do get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But then they go home and they get education opportunities or health opportunities or identity opportunities. And I think that's really cool and more reason, I guess, to support Street Child United and donate.
Yeah. And Aya also went on to meet the Queen and the Queen of Qatar, the Emir, and the Queen of Qatar as well. So that was very cool, and went to watch some World Cup matches, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. And Andy summarizes it quite nicely. Every child in the world should be given access to education. You don't understand what privileged people are who get education. And that's absolutely what Street Child United believes, isn't it? Which is why they're concentrating so much on bursary places for higher education, because if kids can, and they do English language courses, again, like if kids can, if a child in wherever in the world has the opportunity to learn English, then maybe that's a route for them to get a job, for example. So yeah, really, really cool. Anya, thank you for that. And Dan's just made another donation, Dan. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks, Dan.
You're an absolute star. He's outdone Maliki by £1. Oh, brilliant. And you know what? Even if you can't donate or for whatever reason, that's completely fine. We don't expect everyone watching to donate. But even just by hitting the like button and by subscribing to the channel, that then shows YouTube that people are watching. And the way the YouTube algorithm is, it will show this show throughout the day to more and more people. So please do comment below. Please do hit the like button. That really makes a difference to the algorithm. Anya, I also just wanted to mention this stream is actually, fortunately, because they also support Sleeper. You've heard of Sleeper, right? Like you're in my predictor league, and Sleeper every week are giving away prizes. Just tell us about that, because it's £100 Amazon voucher for those that won, but a PS5 was given out last week. You're in this Sleeper league. Have you come close to getting the perfect 10? Because you've got to pick 10 out of 10 results. You're a professional footballer. You play in the Welsh Prem. You're a big FPL fan. How hard is that? Because if you get a score of like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, you usually win a £100 voucher. You've not won one yet though, right?
No, it's very tricky. Like, it's obviously not going to be super easy to do. It's a bit like, what's the one on Big Six? Or
oh yeah, the Super Six.
The Super Six, yeah. It's obviously, well, it's not quite the same as that, but it's not easy to do, but it's a really fun app, and it's quite nice to see how other people in your league that week are doing, and seeing how some of the weird predictions that people make. Like, some people will call something which you'd never expect, a little banana skin or something. So it's a lot of fun. It's tricky, but you can get quite close. And then, yeah, if you can have the chance to win a £100 voucher, it's pretty cool, playing for free. And it doesn't take long. It's just like, 20 seconds, unless you want to really deliberate it for over hours. Who knows? But yeah, a lot of fun. I would definitely contemplate it. We gave away the PS5 in the marathon stream a couple of days ago, so there's lots of gifts up for grabs.
You spun the wheel, so I had a few complaints from the 5 that lost out on that. There had 6 people get 8 out of 10 correct scores. So because of that, it was like, oh, we're going to do a spin the wheel. But some weeks, only one person gets 9 out of 10, and therefore they win the prize. There's also an overall prize, and the season-long prize is a MacBook, right, to the value of like £1,200 or £1,500 or whatever we said at the start of the season. And in that league, in the overall ranks, this is really embarrassing. The guy who is top on 79 points, this is all public information on Sleeper, got it on my phone now. There's over 1,500 people in the league. The guy top is a man called Angelo135. That's my dad.
Oh no, you have to buy him a MacBook.
I know, literally. My dad is on 79 points overall. There are a ton on 78. And he's been sort of in. Gucci is watching now. He's on 75. My dad might be the one that wins the MacBook, which is going to look like, it's going to look corrupt. Like, it's going to look, oh, that's funny. There's 1,600 people in it, and Gianni's dad has won the prize. But yeah, I just wanted to advertise Sleeper today, because we're obviously asking you to donate and we're asking you to give. But we also want to give something back in return. So by having this Sleeper competition, genuinely every week, no strings. This is a free to download app. It's a free game to play. You can also get something back. So I really hope the person that wins the Amazon voucher in Gameweek 14, I'll be announcing that tomorrow morning. The person who wins the Amazon voucher on Monday morning for Gameweek 16, I hope it's someone who donated, and maybe it will be. But yeah, Anya, any final words from you?
No, just thank you to everyone who's donated so far. It goes a very, very long way. And yeah, if you have the chance to donate today or before midday on Tuesday, then please do. Likewise, if you want to hear more about Street Child United and the work that we do, then you can always look at our website or contact us through our website as well. We have lots of kind of activations throughout the year, whether it's our World Cups and being involved as volunteers, or holding your own fundraisers. So there's lots that you can do to support the charity. But yeah, thanks again for everyone who's donated so far. You've really, really helped us get closer to our target.
Yeah, absolutely. I might even do another little push, a final push for Street Child United on Sunday, because I just want to make the most of having double donations. Like, when do you ever give to charity? And straight away, your $10 is $20. So on Sunday morning, we'll do a similar stream. And yeah, I won't ask you to join me on Sunday morning, but I'll do another promo for Street Child United in hope that we can reach that £15,000 target. A few funny comments in the chat. Maliki says this should be Angelo's channel. Sammy says, go on, Angelo, lad. I'm going to have to show my dad this. Sammy, my dad's on 79. Sammy's on 64. You know, you've got some work to do there, Sammy. This should be Angelo's channel. Very good. And yeah, very true about double donations. So we'll leave on that note, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again for a team selection video on Friday. Anya, we need to get you to start making team selection videos because clearly I need some advice from you. You're at 700k, I'm at 2 million. So yeah, team selection video will be out tomorrow morning. I'll also probably do a deadline stream on Saturday morning, maybe, but definitely a Sunday morning stream, my favorite time of the week, to a much bigger audience, running through all the games from Saturday. I hope to see you then. On your way out, guys, show your support by hitting that like button, by subscribing. And yeah, back to work Dan goes, back to work I go. And I'll see you next time. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.